Welcome to Trees in Space, the podcast that watches movies so you may or may not have to. I'm Nate Hanks, and with me, as always, is my most handsomest, beautiful friend, Jason Smith. And today, or this week, we watched the movie called Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose. It's a PG-13 rated comedy starring Simon Pegg, Minnie Driver, and Christopher Lloyd as in this wildly entertaining adventure based on a possibly true tale set in 1935 when the famed paranormal psychologist Dr. Nandor Fodor, by Simon Pegg, investigates a family's claims of a talking animal. He uncovers a mysterious web of hidden motives. Soon everyone becomes a suspect in Dr. Fodor's relentless pursuit of the truth. It was directed and written by Adam Segal. LP.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I didn't want to interrupt here because there's so many places I could have interrupted, but I did not. It was short and sweet and to the point. I, for some reason, thought this was in Ireland, not London. But I think it was on an island, the Ides of something, Ides of Man or something like that. It was on an island set up. I think it's interesting that this is called a comedy.
There were funny bits.
Did not find anything funny about this movie.
No?
No, not the first thing. I think it's interesting that when it's described, they say this wildly entertaining adventure. Like they're trying to tell you it's going to be wildly entertaining. Okay, it's not wildly entertaining.
Were you not entertained?
I was entertained, but it wasn't wildly entertaining. But I will tell you this, friend.
You tell me this, Jason. You tell me.
Simon Pegg was tremendous.
Oh my God, yes. And Minnie Driver?
Yeah. Every actor in this thing.
Yeah. Great. Wonderful.
It was a beautifully acted movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes downhill from there.
Are you saying that you couldn't follow the plot behind the movie?
Oh, I could, but there was no plot behind the movie. I don't know why someone made this thing. When you first said we're going to watch this thing, I thought it was going to be almost like a cartoon type thing because of a talking mongoose.
I was going to say that. I guess that would be a very good way to start. This is, I've never seen this movie until I said it, and the whole, first Nandor Fodor, ridiculous name.
And it's a real name. This is a real story, people.
And
and
it was based on a talking mongoose, and like you said, it's like, what the fuck? What do you? It's just such a weird title, and It's enough to grab you in, and then you don't know what you're gonna expect. You don't know, what you're gonna see, what you're not gonna see. You don't really know anything about it, and even the synopsis of the movie there doesn't really help.
No, and like when I saw the name, I thought it was going to be like he was going to be maybe a magician or a circus whatever, and his sideshow was a talking mongoose.
Right.
No, like the flea circus. That's what I thought this was going to be. And the next thing you know, we have Christopher Lloyd, who does a beautiful job.
Oh,
comes
love
and
that
sits
man.
down. The acting is unreal. And they're talking.
Cinematography is fantastic too. The way it's shot, the cinematography, the angle, like everything was brilliantly shot.
Well, it starts off like in not present, but like in 1940 or something. They just tell you the backstory because he's doing a show with someone on the radio or something.
Yes.
And then he tells about how he got to the mongoose, and so they talk about the flashback. He's talking to Christopher Lloyd, and he goes, "Yeah, have you seen the mongoose talk?" He goes, "No, but I heard him." I mean, why was this man so convinced? I know because Christopher Lloyd character was supposed to be a renowned doctor or psychiatrist or something,
right?
And they're talking about these are all the notes I stuff did, and he said, "Okay, I heard him." Oh, by the way, the daughter has been known to be a ventriloquist.
A renowned ventriloquist, yeah. And she even teaches Minnie Driver's character how to do it.
Yes.
And
And
then
she's throwing her voice into the hole in the wall, the same voice that's the Mongoose.
it's very similar, yes.
And I'm just like, what the hell am I watching? Because, I mean, the acting kept me in it.
Mm.
The script was fine. Cinematography was fine. But there was no, to me, there's no mystery. There was no, like, whoa, is it really a talking mongoose? Is it really a talking mongoose? What is it going to come? And then in the movie, you still don't know.
Well, yeah, and then you have the one person that's closest to the family, like, it's fake. And then
The man.
Yeah.
They go, this is my man.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, he
But
was great too.
he was just like, yeah, the whole thing is made up. It's fake. The whole
Yeah.
family. And Fodor's like, how can you go along in this charade knowing that the whole thing is made up? It's all fake. But you let this whole town believe in this fake thing. But then, is it fake? Like, he has this complete mental breakdown and friggin' destroys drunk is saying the least of things. Yeah. And he goes to break the little box.
Yeah, because that's what Mongoose was, to show himself and show the Mongoose's tail. Oh, when he broke the box open, they make a drop there, and they showed inside the box. What was I looking at?
The little trinkets he's been stealing.
Okay. That's another thing, because that's happening. One thing, he might be up in the cave. So they walk to the cave. I believe in you. They talk in the cave. And, that's you're talking about. The man said on the way back, he's like, everyone tells about stories about him, but you don't. He goes, and why are you smiling? He says, because just like you, we know it's not real. But then who was the drunk dude who got drunk at his son's funeral and thought he was pissing around the corner, but was pissing in front of everybody? That was funny. Remember he said that the Mongoose talked to him, and then he said the poem, talking to Minnie Driver in the bar.
Yeah.
She goes,
the mayor.
Yeah. And then she goes, that's that poem. He goes, yeah, but that poem was released in 1935 or whatever it was, and he said it to me in 1933 or whatever that was. That was funny when he was doing the backstory for that, because he was trying to piss and he's pissing thinking he's around the corner. You don't remember that?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Sorry, it's been a hot minute since we've actually watched this movie, to be honest with you.
2 days.
For you, maybe.
Oh, that's true.
I've watched like 4 movies in the time that we've done this.
It was the funniest part of the whole movie, because he's outside the church. He thinks he's around the corner when he hears a mongoose talk to him. He thinks he's around the corner pissing, but he's pissing in the middle of the road or whatever, middle of the thing, right in front of the church, and everybody's watching him.
Now that you're painting the picture, I kind of remember it, but
yeah, it's but there's nothing that drew me through it. Like, okay, we're gonna find out. I'm just trying. I guess it did. It's like, am I gonna get there? Are we gonna see this mongoose?
I think what's good about this movie is you're following the story through the prism of Dr. Fodor.
Yes.
And you see him go from, he's just a pessimistic a-hole in general, and he's very skeptical. And that's just crazy, because in the interview, this was a foreshadow movie, right? In the beginning, he was present day. Is a present?
Yeah.
Okay. So
1940 something.
Right, but it's present from movie timeline. It starts Yes. But he's doing this interview, and he's talking about this, how just because you don't see something doesn't mean that it's not there.
Yes.
And he's picturing an old man, and he paints a very vivid picture of him, and nobody else can see him but Dr. Fodor. So it's like, okay, maybe this guy, he is something. And then you forward to the letter opening, and he's like, just, you read it, give me 4 sentences, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
Though she's like,
they did that very well.
Dr. Fodor, need help, Oregon, talking mongoose.
Right.
And
what? The reason he took it was because the guy who wrote the letter.
Right.
Yes. That I forgot all about the beginning. How he goes, "Hey, you don't see the guy, he don't see the guy, but I see the guy. So that guy is real. I see that guy is real because that was a very good beginning. And like I said, Simon Pegg destroyed this freaking part, man. He, in a good way, not a bad.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, he is a
that
brilliant actor.
I had no idea.
No,
I
me
was
either.
so how well this he did. I don't know if this movie's going to get any kind of Oscar credit or look or whatever, but it should, and he should be nominated for something.
Agreed. Uh, I,
It
I
was
I hate to say this, but there's gonna be quite a few other Simon Pegg movies coming our way in the future. Unfortunately, it's just because I like him as an actor, and it just kind of happened. So I'm
we're
gonna
going to
try.
watch all the Mission Impossible movies, so it doesn't matter. So he's in
Do you
like
know
all but
I've
one.
only seen one of those.
He's in all but one of them.
I've Oh, is he? I've only seen Mission Impossible 1.
Well, he's in number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, whatever. I'm not sure. I
Oh,
think
now
he's
I
in
have a
9.
reason to watch the movies.
Yeah. You do, but as I was saying, the whole movie's kind of slow. It's kind of dark because everything at night.
What did you think
And
of the dad?
the dad, I don't know. He seemed pleasant enough, but um,
He was
when he
just
was being
awkward. He was
he
just
was
very
it was under
weird
the
and just creepy nice.
but when he was being like like threatened to be like exposed, he wasn't so nice anymore.
No.
He was he did not like that at all, and I think they exposed it. I think it was that's what I saw. And I said, okay, she's throwing her voice, and that's that. And I know how you can talk without moving your lips. You can do
Hmm.
that, but how you can project that in a different place, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I I I can't believe we watched this movie. I cannot believe I watched this movie. But this I thought it was gonna be more exciting, almost like a him going from here to here and back and forth and trying to find the backstory, but because what's the backstory of the Mongoose? Where did he come from? Why is he even there? Um, that wasn't there. I thought that was gonna be part of it. I thought he was gonna find a revelation and find other mongooses, and
Well,
I thought we were gonna get
if this is loosely based off of a true story, they can only give you what they know. They're not going to make up a backstory about a
why not?
talking
It's
mongoose.
cinema. They can lie all they want to,
I guess that's
but
true.
but
But
I did appreciate that. The fact that it's based on true story, so they didn't do that. I mean, I just said I bitched about it, but I do appreciate the fact they said this is what happened and this is it. I mean, this is real life. It seemed very real life to me.
yeah. So Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie a 48%. The audience score gave it an 84%.
Audiences are stupid. They're just so stupid.
I don't know what you're talking about because Kevin E. wrote, I was on the fence after watching the trailer, but a quick search about true events this was based on intrigued my wife and I in several ways. I'm glad we watched it and the thought this movie was was perfect. My wife enjoyed it too. All the actors make it look easy to play their characters, all while giving the impassioned performance while still being uniquely comedic with when appropriate. I feel like Minnie Driver is especially funny early on, just the way the first few minutes of the movie went. I immediately liked it, and the rest of the movie didn't disappoint me. It was beautifully shot, too. I don't care about awards, but if I did, I'd say this movie deserves several.
Okay, I agree. It deserves several, and there was some funny parts for sure. And Minnie Driver was pretty funny, especially at the end when she wanted to quit and he's going to hire her back, and then went back and forth in the train.
Yeah.
That was cute and funny. So
And
there was
yeah,
some funny parts.
you're going to believe, do you believe in the talking mongoose?
Yeah, yeah, that was great. So, but funny parts in the movie don't make it a comedy. No more than a drama parts in the movie makes it a dramedy. You know what I mean? So, it was just a mystery, is what it should have been called, and that's all it was. Okay, Eric C. Did you have an Eric C? Wasn't your Eric C also saying great? Oh, Eric. Oh, Kevin E. Because that's so close, Jason.
Yeah. They both have a first name and an initial.
They do. One star reviews or less. Readers should note that, quote, Paul S., end quote, is an investor in the movie and did not disclose his association with it. I don't know who Paul S. That should tell you something about how bad this movie really is. Quote, Jeff A., end quote, at least tells us he's an investor. But I personally think those reviews, these are people that reviewed it, should be removed since they are both deceptive and biased. As for me, I thought it was terrible. Overacted, silly, pointless movie. It was a pointless movie. It was not overacted. It was acted brilliantly.
The acting saved the movie.
Yes. It should get awards. Acting awards, cinematography.
It's going to be one of those movies at the Oscars, Emmys, whatever.
Oscars.
That they'll be like, and Nandor Fodor and the talking mongoose, and everybody's like,
"Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they got the they've hit the minimum of minorities they gotta show, because in Oscars now you have to have so many minorities and certain people in your movie to be even considered for an Oscar.
I wonder if it depends on the time period in which the movie was depicting.
I would think there's some sort of something, because sometimes you have a movie where you can't have nothing but maybe Chinese people or maybe nothing but African people, so you can't do that.
Right.
So.
Well, yeah. Didn't that Korean horror movie, do really well?
I don't know.
Martin O says, I read about a hilarious and puzzling case that occurred on the Isle of Man in the 1930s. The original Hungarian researcher Nandor Fodor of this case, amusingly played by Simon Pegg, called it the most enchanting mystery of our time, and I agree with Fodor, and loved this strange but quirky film about a weird mystery and a family who wanted above all to be remembered. Indeed they are. I love this strange and engaging film. Bravo.
Okay, strange and quirky, strange and engaging, and the family's only remembered because someone made a movie. No one knew who this was until now. So
no, but I want to know what other crazy little stories there are out there in the world, and I want Simon Pegg to make movies about all of them.
Okay, well, I think Galvin C with 1-star reviews. That's not what it's called, but damn, I think that's cool. We should with 1-star reviews. Anyways, he agrees. I think Simon Pegg holds this entire thing together. Yes. I'd give him 4.9 stars for his delivery of lines alone. However, everyone else, as recognizable as they are, feel like they were playing on a dram stage. I imagine the director, haven't looked, don't know who it is, was so excited with the cast and so low on budget, he daren't cut when the lines were not delivered correctly. Even I could do better in my head. Such a shame as everything else, costume, set design, script, to a degree. I'd argue there are many unanswered questions before moving on. It's not bad. It's so poorly delivered. Such a shame. It looked fun. That's very confusing, Mr. Gavin C., but he is right about Simon Pegg being awesome.
You little bitch, Gavin C. I don't know what movie you watch, but you rot in hell.
Well, I mean, he gave credit to everything but the actors besides Simon Pegg. I thought the rest of the actors did great.
I thought it was a brilliant movie. I loved every second of it, especially because I didn't know what I was going into. And something that came to my brain is I would probably put, after seeing this movie, Simon Pegg in the same atmosphere as a Tom Hanks in acting performances. Like, could you see Simon Pegg in, was it Castaway?
No.
No? I think he could do it just
You've
fine.
got to give me more than one movie of him doing this to put him up there, the Tom Hanks echelon.
I'll find another movie for you to watch.
I'm so tired of Simon Pegg already.
Judy L. says with a 5-star review, a delightful romp and funnier than I had expected. Simon Pegg was wonderful. My only issue was that Christopher Lloyd's character was difficult to understand at times, so I missed some of the dialogue. It didn't change my enjoyment, nor did it affect my understanding of the plot. I agree, but isn't he like 80?
I think so, and it's hard to understand him half the time anyhow when he was younger. And if you really have that kind of trouble, stop it, rewind, unless you didn't watch it.
I was going to say, put your closed captions on unless you saw
it
in theater.
At a theater, probably can't. So, but that's fair. That's a fair criticism.
That would be an awesome invention. Sorry to pigeon right now, but
that's fine.
If you could go to a cinema and you could put on glasses that has the closed caption on them.
Ooh.
So you could watch the movie with the closed caption on it, but everybody else will see the movie as it is.
Copyrighted, trademarked, right here. Nate thought it up. Don't know what's his technology. Okay, this one is by Daniel M. I couldn't get into this. I couldn't understand half the cast, and the story was boring. Yes, the story was boring. And I understand sometimes if they speak in a different dialect, it's tough to understand, but I understood them.
English is hard.
English, it can be hard, and depending on what part of England, but I understood them. I mean, I understood. Like I said, I thought half of them were Irish, or Scottish.
I didn't really try to identify an accent. I just was, hey, this is a movie.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe because of the sheep. Was there sheep in the movie? I don't remember.
I feel like there should have been.
I feel like
they missed some opportunities for some prime sheep casting roles.
Yeah, it's like not fair to the damn sheep.
So this movie is so fresh that there isn't any what the fuck reviews. Nothing seemed crazy about it. So will go ahead and kick off. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was brilliant. It kept me engaged the whole time more than some of the other movies and films that we've reviewed so far. I think the acting was perfect. I think for such a crazy story, it was just delivered brilliantly. I don't think it could have been done any better. Definitely could have been done any worse, but definitely couldn't have been done any better. I am going to give this movie 4 trees.
He's handing trees out there like they grow on trees.
I'm trying to save the rainforest, motherfucker.
Jesus Lord. The cinematography was great. The set designs are great, just like you said. And they shot on location, I'm sure. The lighting was good. The script was fine. The acting was sublime. The story was weak. The movie was just not an exciting movie. I mean, it was good enough to like, okay, I'll waste 4 hours and 32 minutes. It's not that long. But I cannot.
Oh, that's the other thing. It's only like 90 minutes.
Yes, it's not my cup of tea. I can see somebody who would love this thing, and I'm just not that guy. So I personally am just going to give it 2 trees and leave it at that.
So harsh. Well, there you have it, folks. We have concluded this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you are listening to this on YouTube, or if you haven't found us on YouTube, go to Talking Stuff Podcast Network and find us there. You can also find Trees in Space anywhere where you get your podcasts. I've been Nate. That's been Jay. Take care, everybody.